guys, I am Crystal Sky, and I don't normally do planner videos, but I thought you guys might be interested to see how I'm using my hobonichi cousin to plan around my YouTube channels, and my 2 YouTube channels, and pretty much my art and my life and everything. So I'm just gonna walk you through my my hobonichi cousin here. I mostly use my cousin right now as an art journal because I haven't started school yet, but we'll get into that. This page I don't really use, I use for future planning, really just to tell me what day is this and what day is that. I can read a little bit of Japanese, so I didn't have to go over any of these Japanese symbols here, which was nice. I also marked down when I started my Learning to Draw Weekly channel, which was right there, specifically. So yeah, that's what I use that for. This is for tracking. I track a multitude of health things. I have a lot of health problems, so all of my health things that I need to track are here. I also track the money that was spent, not on bills, but on frivolous things. So that's all in there. That's what I'm probably going to use that for. Like I said, I have a lot of health problems, so that's all the health things I need to track. And I haven't gotten there yet because the year just started. I didn't get this hobonichi until January, so this is pretty much just filled out past. So I just know where everything is. These are actually my Frixon little birthday stamp here. I really like this stamp, but because of the ink that they use in it, it actually bled everywhere for the first, I don't know, maybe 15 stamps that I did, and then it started to dry out a little bit, so it was working fine after that. So this is how I plan a basic month here. I put in really important stuff in here that I need to know at a glance how quickly they went. So such as I contacted Wacom support here, and they contacted me back here. So stuff that I need to know how long it took, or really important dates, or really important milestones, like I lost 7 pounds in my diet. Just stuff that I need to see at a glance. Like, oh my god, I have a camping show here, or I have something that I need to remember here. I don't have very much stuff to remember, and I always keep my birthdays in every portion of this book so I do not forget anyone's birthday. And then we'll go into February, which, as you can see, doesn't have that much stuff. I only do really important stuff here, like my cousin is coming to visit, so I need to know specifically when that is. There's 2 birthdays. There was a flea market I needed to go to, and President's Day is there. Some of these holidays are not in the Japanese version, so I wrote the ones that I wanted in. So I haven't future planned much, really. I have a couple of future plannings for March. Like I need to register for school on this day. I need to make sure I'm registered. So that's it, really. Just really important stuff that I need to know at a glance is in the months portion. Now for the weeks. This is where I do all of my hardcore planning. But first, I didn't get this planner until, I would say, yes, I got it on the 19th of January. So I have all these extra weeks pages that I'm not going to use. I don't dream very much, actually, so I'm using this portion here as a dream journal. I write down the date, and then I covered this up with some washi tape. This is some blue flower washi tape that I got at Michael's. And then I write down the date and whatever dreams I had that day. So just a fun little something to use up the extra pages. I thought that was a good idea, just cover the dates up, and it's not that much paper, but I don't dream that much, or remember my dreams. So that was a good thing to use. So I have all of the birthdays down at the bottom with an Erin Condren birthday sticker, which I cut so that they're not bigger than the space there. And here is where I do all my hardcore planning. I started using the hours, the hourly thing, like the camping show. I had to get up at 6 to make it there, and then I was there until this time. This is before I really got into what I was going to be using for planning. So at first I used my fountain pen, and I realized it almost shadowed through, so I didn't want to use that anymore. And here I start to kick off what I'm doing. So over here, if you notice, I have little light bulbs in a square. This is what I use when I have an idea. Any ideas for stories or anything, I write on these week's pages. So all of this around here, this is all a story idea, along with all of my plannings. I was gonna originally put them at the top here, but sometimes I write too much, so they just end up here. This was also another idea, so I put it at the bottom. I like to use all the empty space. So here, I actually started putting these in red, which is really nice. This is where I upload my YouTube video schedule. This was a dungeon I needed to go to with my guild. I had problems with my pen here, so I was actually trying to write on the pen. Doctor's appointments, camping shows, specific art days that I have that are free days, I write in, and I write all of my my uploads down here, my raids and stuff. Again, more story ideas. This was actually where I first came up with the challenge, Draw What You Fear challenge. That's over here. And then I actually planned where it was gonna go. So I started doing all of my YouTube uploads in red, which is really helpful to point out what I'm doing. So on the 30th, my Resident Evil video needed to go up. The Draw It Again challenge went up on the 1st. Stuff like that. Really important, hardcore planning. More ideas. Then everything started going in red, except everything urgent is now in red, except for stuff that doesn't have to be worried about, like the dog groomers. This is kind of when I started not using the times. It's just helpful to have it down, and then I write the times next to it, which it's easier for me to see it at a glance. So that's what I started doing, and that's what I plan to continue to do now that I'm comfortable with it. Again, the story ideas are on the side. So this is the next week that's not up yet, the 13th. The Overwatch event ends this day, so I want to make sure I have all the Overwatch stuff then. And I haven't planned out my videos yet because today is Thursday and I still have some days yet. Right? So tomorrow the Resident Evil not tomorrow, Saturday the Resident Evil video is going up. And then Sunday my Overwatch video goes up. So it's really nice to be able to look at this. I don't really have anything planned over the weekend, which is actually really rare for me. If you could see, last weekend I had a ton of stuff. I had to cook a lot of things for the Super Bowl. There was a copyright dispute that I wrote down that I filed so that I would know how long it took for it to be undisputed. Stuff like that goes in here. So we'll go to the months now. Hi, January. So, I write a quote for every month that kind of is very motivating. And I also use it as an art journal. So it's nice to be able to see my progress and stuff over the months. I started drawing in these when I realized that they would never get filled. Because, as I said, I got it on the 19th, so. I saw a squirrel that day, so I drew that squirrel. That was my original idea for Meet the Artist. Draw my little doggy. These are all just sketches. I love sketching on this paper. It's really a dream to sketch on it. I haven't done anything in watercolors, but I've done a lot in colored pencil and pen. This is a ballerina that I'm particularly fond of. One of the YouTubers I watched, her hair was on point. And then I haven't filled these up. I'll sketch it. I don't want to use up all the paper right away. So I started originally doodling on stuff that happened that day. So like I would use my cute little just a persona sticker. And this is a cutout from the 2016 hobonichi I got. I also got some stuff in the mail, so I tried drawing it. I went grocery shopping. This is about some historical stuff that happened. It was the presidential inauguration day. I went to the RV show in Tampa, so there was my ticket. I described things that I liked there. There was major high winds and tornado warnings where I was, and my leg was hurt, so I went to the doctor. I was really sleepy, and I drew a doggy dragon for fun. So this pretty much just goes on and on for a bit. as me just capturing my days. I had beef stew that day, pretty much highlights, things that I really enjoyed that day. Like there was a stream I went to, or I went to another camping show this day, so. Again, things that happened, and then this is where I kind of stopped. And the quote here is, when you cover years from the world. And that's a picture drawn by that. And then I went a little bit further. I had issues with the plumbing in my bathroom, so I was really annoyed. And then this is where I started using it as an art journal. So this is a color wheel, so I'm learning how to match colors. Hello February, and with matching colors here. These are buildings and girls that I'm trying to draw. Different types of figures and legs. Just really attempting to draw whatever's on my mind that day. So like I'm thinking about adding another display to my computer desk, and I don't know where to put it, so I draw on my computer desk. I'm interested in thinking about maybe drawing mermaids, so I drew a mermaid, see how it went. It will, in a couple of years, I feel like it will be a really nice way to look back and see everything dated in my hobonichi, where I was in trying to learn how to draw in my hobonichi, and it's all dated and everything. It's great. And I have plenty of room in the weeks to plan, so it's not like I need the extra room. Until I have school, of course, I'll probably need to write down a ton of notes and stuff for school, like I did in my previous year in my Iron Conjuring planner. So, yeah, this is a story idea for today. I had a really good story idea, so that was the beginning of that. And then that's it. I don't actually have anything really. I have something in the notes, I believe, of just shows that I need to watch. And then I don't use anything back here. Even though I can read a little bit of Japanese, I don't really want to use like my favorite movies or my favorite meals or anything top 100. It's nice to have a map of Japan and like all this little stuff, which is, it's cute, but I really have no need for it. I actually don't even have my personal notes in. So I feel like if someone here in Florida will find it, they won't have any idea what this is talking about. I'm actually planning on making a cover myself for this. I looked up and I really want a traveler's notebook type because I want to bind this together with a sketchbook. So I want to have this and an A5 sketchbook together in the same cover. So that's what I'm planning on doing, either buying a traveler's notebook that's big enough for this, or making my own. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you were interested in knowing what I use my hobonichi cousin for, thank you guys so much for watching. I post art videos on this channel. I am learning to draw. That's why it's called Learning to Draw Weekly. If you want to check back and see any of my art progress, check back every Thursday night, Friday morning. I post Learning to Draw Weekly. Pretty much what I did that week and what I learned and some tutorials that I used. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!